Hello. Hi. How is everybody today? Ha ha ha. Hi, Ashley. I love all of your videos. Thank you. I'm happy you're enjoying it. I do apologize if you hear thunder in the background. It's a rainy day today. So I apologize, but we're just getting started. So as you guys are coming in, how long have I been live? 30 seconds? Yes, so as you're coming in, like, share, subscribe. Hi, Mel. So glad to have. Let me put the music down a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all. I usually keep the music really high in the beginning, but let me put it down a little bit. I really can't tell if the music is louder than my voice or if I'm louder than the music, and I don't want to shout and I don't want to yell at you guys. So, um, yeah, I apologize if I sound like I'm yelling. Okay. So let's talk about I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in. As you guys are coming in, please like, share as we're just getting started. I want to talk about playing chess and not playing checkers. And I'm sorry, I did not let you guys know I was going on live today. I apologize. I kind of just randomly grabbed my phone and I come on. Actually, I should let people know that I'm on. Let me go ahead and do that because a lot of people say they don't get notifications for me on TikTok or YouTube, which is weird. I have been having my lives get reported for some strange reason. I don't know. Let me just go ahead and post that I'm live now. I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of just got to keep up with all this. Where is my page? Oh, there you guys are. All right. So, okay. So I wanted to discuss a little bit. Wait, let me get the music playing. I wanted to discuss with you guys. See, I don't hear. Okay, it's working out. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get more organized with all this. But I want to talk about playing chess and not checkers, okay? And not wasting your time, not wasting your currency, not wasting your opportunities. I'm very passionate about stuff like that, especially when it comes to women, because I feel like nobody gets tricked out of their spot, opportunities, leverage, and currencies more than women. Women get tricked a lot. And I'm here to ensure that that doesn't happen. So, playing chess and not checkers basically is being strategic with your life, not with people you love and people you care about. I'm not talking about using people and discarding people. Absolutely not. I'm talking about being strategic with the opportunities and the timeline that is presented to you. That's why every time I get up in the morning, I jump out of bed, y'all. I jump. I don't even look at the ceiling. I jump because I'm like, I'm never going to be this age again. Please don't tell me they're cutting that lawn. Y'all, they do this every time. I don't know what to do. They always cut the lawn when I'm on live. Okay, do you guys hear it? Do you hear it? Okay, now I'm going to have to shout a little bit because I hear it, but you guys probably don't. So, I want to talk about, is there another systems class? You can get the recording, Patrick. If you purchase, the recording was going to be sent to you. You can't hear it. Okay, good. So, I want to speak about the situation with Daphne Joy and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, this has nothing to necessarily do with celebrity gossip. I really don't care about celebrity gossip. However, I do like to use certain examples to help you guys learn something. In this game that was played, Daphne Joy is going to get a lot of opportunities following the release of her tape. Okay. She's going to get a lot of opportunities in Hollywood. She's going to get opportunities with podcasters, money, brand deals. She's going to get a lot of opportunities for something that is negative. Megan Thee Stallion was getting dragged after her relationship with her boyfriend or whatever. Now, you guys may be thinking, what does this have to do with us? I'm going to tell you. There is a system operating in the world that you can't see, which is why, what do I always tell you guys? What's your race? What's your gender? What's your social class? What's your industry? What are your currencies? Why do I always ask those questions? Because you're going to have to move your chess pieces according to those things. A Black woman will not be able to drop any explicit tape or photo and get rewarded for that. It will not work on you. You cannot pull a Paris Hilton. You can't pull a Kim Kardashian. You can't pull a Daphne Joy. It doesn't work on you. Why? Because of those four things that I mentioned: race, gender, social class, currencies, and abilities. You move your chess pieces according to those things. Okay? So when I put out the video about Megan, and I said, you know, she has to be quiet about her dating life and her personal life. Nobody should have a track record of who you've been connected to. If you're dating properly, male or female, nobody should have a track record of who you've dated. If you're dating right, if you're being low key and you're moving in silence, nobody should have a track record of who you've been connected to, especially if you are a woman of color, a Black woman in particular. You cannot let anybody know who you've been connected to. You can't do it because you are not going to receive the same grace. What am I drinking? Celery, grapes, cucumber, pineapple. Celery, grapes, cucumber, pineapple. I think that's it. Celery, grapes, cucumber, pineapple. Yep, that's it. That's all. Very simple. Hopefully I don't get a stomach ache after this. But I didn't put any kale. I usually get a massive stomach ache when I put kale. I didn't put any kale this time, you know. Okay. So what women and men have to understand is life is like a massive Monopoly game. You need to know where you fall into on that board. And based on where you fall in on that board, you make moves. Okay? Daphne Joy, I don't agree. I don't really know anything about her. I don't agree with anybody putting out tapes and stuff. I'm not into that. You guys know I'm a believer, but I do have to talk about topics like this to help you guys understand certain points that I make. But Daphne Joy, lover or hater, she's leveraging right now. She's playing chess, not checkers right now. She's leveraging right now. That's why she's on all these podcasts, getting her bag and getting exposure and doing all the flirting, because she's leveraging, even if it's something negative. But as a non-Black woman, she will get ahead off of even that. Because no one would think in a million years that after what happened to Kim Kardashian, she would be a billionaire. So those women can technically, whether it's negative or positive, they can always leverage, my dear. But with women of other races, especially Black women, that don't work for you. It's not going to work for you. So instead of being angry, I spoke about this in Bronze Babe on Patreon. Instead of being angry, I feel like a lot of times when I try to give men pointers, women pointers, Black women pointers, non-Black women pointers, people get mad. But don't get mad. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You being mad, it's not going to change society. You being upset is not going to change the way the world goes round. but you're going to look at the way the world goes round as a man or a woman, and you're going to make it work in your favor based on what you know. As a Black woman, there's no videotapes, photos, or nothing. One tape or video or photo explicit of you, they will never let you recover from that. You will never recover from that. Other races of women can recover. You cannot. Understand that. You will not be able to recover from that picture that dropped. You will not be able to recover from that video. You may do better but people are always going to remind you. That's what I mean. You're always going to be subjugated to that thing, which is why you're not supposed to be out in the open with your romantic affairs. That goes for all women in general. Just be quiet. The bragging, it's not going to do nothing for you. I'm telling you right now. You're just inviting people to dig their nails into your life more. It's really not going to do anything for you, right? And then when you're playing chess and not checkers and you're leveraging everything, I'm going to speak to the women for a second. Women have to understand that other women will get mad at you for taking advantage of your opportunities. They want you to waste your opportunities. Waste your time, waste your youth, waste your intelligence. They want you to waste it. That's why I tell women, you can seek counsel from another woman, but you need to be careful what woman you go to. You want a woman that's going to give you the game from A to Z and push you to leverage yourself. Other women, if they see that you have a currency in you, a lot of times they want to make sure you don't see it, so you don't use it. And that's where I come in. On my platform, almost every 3 months, do I not put out a video, a trick you out your spot video, or a video that references that? Because men and women are sitting on pots of gold. And people don't want you to know that you're sitting on a pot of gold, so you don't use it and leverage it. Megan Thee Stallion, beautiful woman, beautiful girl, beautiful body, beautiful woman, talented. Not much guidance, though. Not much guidance. Oh, well, it's not about just having a polished, you want us to have a picture perfect, polished a reputation, Mel. I can't live. Okay. Again, you're still not mastering the game. Do you think that the people who look squeaky clean are actually squeaky clean? Majority of them are not. What does the word of God say? The path is narrow. A rich man will not go through the eye of a needle. Okay? But what I'm saying is, at least those people are smart enough to not let it get exposed. That's what I'm always telling, especially Black women. It's not that the other races of women are not being a hottie, but they're being a hottie in secret. Which is why they're able to move their chess pieces in a way that you can't, because too much has been exposed when it comes to you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Daphne Joy and Megan Thee Stallion, Daphne Joy is leveraging her tape or whatever. Do I think she leaked it? I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care about that. But one thing I can say is this press run that she's going to milk this thing like a cow to leverage. The system protects the other races and ethnic groups. Exactly. So you have to know where you fall in and then leverage that and protect that, and don't have anybody play you out of that as well. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more about demographics. Okay. If you're a Black woman, white woman, Black man, white man, I don't care if you're purple. You need to learn about demographics. You need to learn about social classes. You need to learn about different races. You need to learn how the world responds. Watch one episode of Love Island and the amount of racial, demographic, cultural impact that you see on each Love Island cast member, this stuff is real when you go into the world. Okay? Here's the thing. Daphne Joy will not really get, hey, it can happen. She's not going to get really wifed up by a high earning white male. Why? Daphne Joy, Asian American, I believe, or Filipino American, beautiful, kind of like a OnlyFans. I don't know if she does OnlyFans. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand the formula. I talk about this in almost every live because this is how the world works and you need to know it. She is probably never going to get that exclusive relationship, marriage, whatever she may, from a white man. Why? I don't care if you're black, white, Spanish, orange, or pink. What is the answer to that question? Why would she most likely not be considered for that sector? Because her and Kim K are one side of the same coin. Let's see if you guys can answer. Why would she not be? Again, this is life monopoly. This is the monopoly of the world. It's not about how I feel or how you feel. It's about how the world runs. Okay? As a black woman, I can't fight a cop. I can't argue with a cop. So I know better, right? So again, why would they not really consider her for that? Okay, 444 Hen says those men prioritize modesty in their wives. That's a part of it. Any other takers? The reason why, well, that's technically the answer. She will really most likely only get wifed up and committed to, of course, this is just general, by a black billionaire or a black millionaire male, not a black millionaire or a black billionaire white male. It's not going to happen. Most likely it won't. Because their expectations of their women are unique. Even if you're wild behind closed doors, when it comes to image, you have to be that Taylor Swift, clean cut, clean image, polish. But the black man will take her. That's for sure. And that's why that's who she's targeting. She's being very strategic. She's targeting the Cam Newtons, and I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up going on a Shannon Sharp show. She's playing her Monopoly. Okay. Do you let the collard green juice touch your cornbread? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I haven't had cornbread since I was in elementary school. And I don't know anything. Collard greens, I have that with pork for Thanksgiving. Okay. So do you guys understand what I'm saying though? Okay, this is no shade to her. She's just being strategic. But I want you guys, the men and women, to understand this is how the world, this behind closed doors, this is what's going on. And other nationalities know this. That's why they move their chess pieces in a specific way. Daphne Joy is going to get on every podcast with every black billionaire, baller, rapper, podcaster. You are not going to catch her sitting on Fox News. Who's that white guy that did that interview with he did an interview with what was it, Deion Sanders? What's his name? Is he on Fox? He's a white guy with blue eyes, probably in his 60s. I think he did an interview with Deion Sanders and it got a little awkward because he was talking about how the lady trapped him. What is that guy's name? You guys know him. What's his name? I forgot his name. But she's not going to end up on a table with him. No. Because that's not enticing in their community. But she can bet her money that every black male millionaire, billionaire, rapper, baller will give her an opportunity to sit on a chair and talk about that nonsense. That's the only sector and demographic that's going to work. It's not going to work with the Asians, that's for sure. They're very conservative. It's not going to work with them. It's not going to work with the white people. So she's kind of embedding herself in that demographic because that's the only place where she can capitalize. She will probably be on Shannon Sharp show not too far from now. Give it about 2 weeks. She'll be on his couch because she's not going to be accepted anywhere else with something like that. But she's still leveraging. She's still playing chess. But when it's Megan Thee Stallion, they were all dragging her saying that she's underqualified and no guy should ever take her seriously. Right? I'm very passionate about these social studies. I've observed this stuff since I was a little girl, all of it. Let me tell you, I'm from Florida. So I Russians, I know them well. Israelis, I know them well. Went to high school with a bunch of Israelis. Persians, I know them very well. One thing I can say about Persians, they like nice, shiny, pretty things. They're very generous. And if you date a Persian guy or a Middle Eastern guy, you'll probably never have to work a day in your life. Not that I'm pushing that. I think women should have their own money, but that's kind of how those men get down. They like to blow a bag, a big one, a big, big, big one. That's how they are. That I know for sure. Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Haitians, we have them all here. So I, since I was a little girl, would look at the differences between each to learn to leverage myself as a Black woman, which is why I say when a Black woman goes into corporate America, white male over the age of 55. I didn't say white male at the age of 30. White male over the age of 55 is a Black woman's best bet to climb the corporate ladder. I'm not saying there's not outliers or you may not meet a Latin boss or a white female boss that may help you out. I'm not saying there aren't outliers. But based on my observations, I've been working for a long time. White male over the age of 55. And if you go on TikTok, many other Black women professionals are going to tell you the same thing because they've had the experience. The problem is men and women are not really paying attention. Daphne Joy is on that chair because she's paying attention. Daphne Joy is leveraging, and she's not going on those podcasts for free. She paid attention. That's what I want, where I want you guys to go. And we'll talk about this stuff in the Systems Masterclass on July 5th. You need to do your social studies. I don't care if you've never been to college. You need to learn how different races and demographics get down. That's your leverage. That's your leverage. You learn. Now, God will give you favor if you're a believer with anyone, but you need to know the way that the Black men are dragged Megan, but are drooling over Daphne Joy. That is normal. Why are we surprised? They're right on script. YourLevelUpGuru.net, my dear. YourLevelUpGuru.net classes. They're right on script. And when I see the reactions, I'm like, I feel like we're not making any progress because they're right on script. It's never going to come to an end. Why would you expect anything different? They're on script. A non-Black woman who is sexy and feminine, getting around Black men, she's right on script. They will take care of her whole life and they will put every last dime into her house. into her life. She's on script when she's hanging around the ball players. She's on script. We've been seeing this since high school. I've been seeing that since high school. They're right on script. That's how it works. But a lot of times men and women get left out the game because they don't know these things. What are your opinions on tattoos and piercings? I don't have any tattoos and I don't have any piercings. I don't really have an opinion on them. I don't have any tattoos, won't get any tattoos. I don't have any piercings besides my ears. I actually have 2 on each, and I won't get any more because I personally don't like it for my look. But it's up to you. Low level, low educated, and low race esteem. Those black men aren't worthy for any educated black women. I understand you're saying that, but again, we're still not, we know that's true. But the problem is women get left out the game in general when it comes to playing chess, not checkers, because women are not taught to trade correctly. And I spoke about trading in my last YouTube video. Men know how to trade, which is why men don't do anything for free. If a woman thinks that you're going to go sit at a bar and some guy is going to just pick you up and take care of you and you're not going to give any sugar, you're crazy. And anybody who's telling you that that man is going to keep spending money and he's not going to ask you to sleep with him at some point is setting you up to fail. Men don't do anything for free. Women do things for free. Men understand trade. Men don't do anything for free. So that's why I tell women all the time, be careful when that plumber is coming into your house and he's like, oh yeah, I'll plumb the plumbing for you for free. I tell women, men don't do anything for free. That man knows where you live, ma'am. Pay that man his money and send him home. Do not have him fix your toilet for free. Yes, some men will do it for free, but trust me, in the back of their mind, there's an expectation. I tell women, stop taking free things from them. It's just a matter of time where they expect you to give something back up to them. Men are very transactional. They know how to trade. Men are traders. Why do you think in society, majority of society, the US is a patriarchy? We don't really, I don't know, I didn't pay attention in history class, but we don't really deal with China like that. But guess where did this come from? China. Where did this come from? China. Where did this come from? China. So we may not be cool with them like that, but we're still trading with them. Men are traders. Men understand trade. They don't do anything for free. There has to be a benefit in it for them, which is fine. But women need to adopt that same mentality. What's in it for you? How does this benefit you? How does this protect you? How does this protect your assets? How does this protect your progression? How does this protect your mental health? How does this protect your children? You can't just do things just to do things. I think I missed the comment here. How would you pick yourself up after hitting rock bottom? Pray and get back to the drawing board. Lots of prayer. When I was in my darkest times, I prayed more than anything. Men like to trade, okay? So here's the thing. Notice how, again, you guys got to see how the board game works, right? So, for example, some women, especially if it's a black woman, may look at Kim K and what's her name, Daphne Joy, and say, oh, well, that's not fair. Well, have you ever seen Kim K hand in hand, hip to hip with a Steve Jobs type of guy? No. She knows she can't win in that sector. And that playing field, she has to stay with the black males. She won't win in that sector because her reputation is too tainted. But then you guys may say, but hold on, but if they'll accept Kim, why won't they accept Meg? In the African American community, black men will not give the green light to sexual liberation and all that stuff to a Black woman that they would give to a non-Black woman. So you have to know these rules so you don't mess your game up. I'm still waiting on the podcasters to create a meme of Daphne Joy on a couch. I haven't seen it yet. Where's her meme? I'm still waiting on it because I'm sure she's been handling her business. Where is her meme? Because we got a meme of Megan. Where's Daphne's meme? She's not going to have a meme. She's not going to have a meme because her demographic gets to leverage everything, which is why I always say, I'm speaking to all women, but for this particular moment, I'm speaking to Black women. Black women have to stop keeping other Black women from getting where they need to go. I'm very passionate about that. Stop. When a Black woman is doing her thing, you stay out of her way. You don't become a stomping block. You don't start hating. You don't start trouble. That's another thing I warn Black women about is when you're moving fast, yes, you must also keep your distance from who looks like you as well. Because they also will try to put a rock in your path as well. It's sad, but it's true. I got to say it what I see. So when you are operating through this life, there are certain things that other people can do that you cannot do. A man can't drop sexual jokes with a woman at the workplace. That doesn't work. A woman can say, oh, wow, your butt looks so good, girl, and like smack the lady's butt, but a man can't do that. So you have to know your place, your demographic, your gender, and pull your strings according to that. Now, some people may be asking, how did I learn all this stuff? How do I know all this stuff? One thing I can honestly say about myself, ever since I was a little girl, I was never playing with anybody. I'm not saying I'm mean. I saw this TikToker, she said something so powerful, and I agree. She said, it's not that that girl's mean, she just wasn't playing with you. It's not that she's mean, she just wasn't playing with you. That's always been me since I was a little girl. I was never playing with anybody. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew what I wanted to do. I wasn't interested in having anybody get in my way. I've never been big on like the big friend group. I've never been feeling the need to attach myself to a bunch of people. That's never been my vibe. What is my next project? I've always been that way mentally, always. So I had to learn these invisible rules to make sure that what I'm working on doesn't get stunted, delayed, or anything. So I know, okay, this person's coming to me, they're probably going to try to do that. This demographic's coming to me, they're probably trying to do that. This type of male is coming to me. I already know what you're getting ready to do because I have learned different demographics. I know if I'm working with a Russian person, I cannot be late. I know that. If it's a Russian person on the other end, I cannot be late by 5 seconds, or when I get there, their car will be gone. Russian people don't play games. I understand their culture. What do I know about Russian people? Russian people don't really crack jokes like that. That's not really their culture. They're very serious. And if you're not used to their culture, you're going to think they're mean and they don't like you. No, they're just very no nonsense. That's how Russian people are. Okay? I've been able to learn that. So if I'm working with somebody on a project or something and I know that he or she is Russian, I need to make sure I'm on top of it. If I'm working with a Caribbean person, I'm Caribbean American. Family's from the Caribbean. I know they're probably going to be late by an hour or two, or they probably just won't show up at all and call you the next day like nothing ever happened. That's the culture. That's how they are. That's just what it is. So if I know that I need to get something done and I need to make sure it's done, I probably will not call them first. Now, if you want a discount, you call them for sure because they're willing to work with you. That's also a part of the culture. They're willing to work with you. Okay. But if you want to make sure the person shows up on time and the job gets done right, cannot call them. No. Mm-mm. They won't even show up. Like they will literally say, yeah, 7 p.m. Got it. And you'll never hear from them for like a week. And then they'll just call you and be like, oh my God, so we're having a barbecue at the house. And it's like, weren't you supposed to like come help me with my roof? Oh man, dang, you know what? You're right. That's Caribbean culture. They don't take anything seriously. Except for church on Sundays, though. They don't play with church on Sundays. But yes. You have to learn these things. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Spanish. You need to learn because the world operates in a specific way. Now, I'm about to say something. I don't even know if I should say it. Because I do respect both of these women. I'm not saying I agree with everything they do, but I do respect both of these women because they're hardworking Black women. But I have to say this. It's not me taking a jab at the other one, but it's just me looking at one of them kind of has more social smarts, not street smarts, social smarts than the other one. When I think about Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, I always wondered why that friendship never flourished. Because they were getting really close at one era when they were like going on tour and bringing each other out on stage. And I'm like, ooh, this is cool. These two hardworking women, this is beautiful. And then I noticed that it just came to an end. Why do you think that happened? Take Jay-Z out of it. Has nothing to do. Take him out of it. Take that part out of it. Out of it. Look at those two women. Why did that bond have to come to an end? Come on. The decorum class is on Sunday. Okay, you got to learn these rules. Why did that bond not flourish? I'm asking you all as a collective that. Tierra says image. Valaris says Nicki is authentic. This person said because Nicki is Caribbean. No. Jealousy. No. Competition. No. No. This was before she even got married. This was in like 2014. Nope. Jamaica versus Houston. Nope. It has nothing to do with competition or jealousy. No. Awkward. No. Political. No. Come on, you guys. Think back to the past. I'm not talking about what's going on right now. I'm talking about in 2014 during that era. Jay, no, it has nothing to do with anything sex related. We're talking about not political, but social smarts right now. Differences in belief, no. Insecurity, no. Work ethic, no. They both work well. Nope. Nicki's more street, no. Work ethic, no. Both have work ethic. Both of these women are like monsters when it comes to their work ethic. There you go. Beyonce has to maintain a polished image. She can't connect herself to someone who's always in some like drama Twitter rant type of thing. That's going to mess up her vibe. It's going to mess up her and people say, "Oh, well, who cares about image?" Well, image is very important. You should care about the experiences people have with you and how you present yourself to the world. I'm not saying it's everything, but it's important. It's not threatened or jealousy. No. It's her brand. There you go, Thabs, her brand. Her brand would suffer if that connection remained. Because people don't want to know, oh, you're affiliated with the hothead. You're affiliated with the person that's always yelling on Twitter. You're affiliated with the person that they don't want. She doesn't, well, not her. Probably somebody close to her said, nah, nah, uh-uh. We're going to keep this squeaky clean. Right? And that's not me degrading or talking down on Nikki. I actually really like her. But I'm just giving you guys that social smart. So you have to understand these people, anybody, whether it's Hollywood, off of Hollywood, it doesn't matter. People think about things like this. When they work hard to get to where they are, they can't risk you coming in to damage things. And that's a massive part of self-preservation, especially as a woman. I always tell women, stop allowing people to just be able to come into your life and damage stuff. Be careful with the women you connect yourself with. You're not here to be friends with everybody. Be careful with the man that comes in your life. What type of guy is he? Is he a guy that runs his mouth? Is he a guy that doesn't know how to be quiet? If is he a guy that has to tell everybody about your every move? You work too hard to throw everything away. So that is why that friendship, I'm sure they really liked each other. But somebody got in Beyonce's ear, I'm sure, and we're like, she's kind of a hothead. She's always in some Twitter back and forth. And for your brand, I'm not saying it's wrong, because people still love her. People still love Nicki. But for Beyonce's brand, it's a very sharp, clean cut type of brand. And it doesn't fit that outspoken, you know, line on your, you know what, mama, like it doesn't fit that. It doesn't fit that. So she had to get plucked out of that. They had to reel her out of that. Like, no, 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 not egos. No, it's not. It's just not a good, it doesn't match. Doesn't match. It doesn't match. That's what it is. It's nothing personal. It's business. Taylor Swift does that too. Distance when people get messy. Yes, she starts to separate herself when the person starts to get messy because she has to present herself a certain way. Mhm. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying it's right. I want you guys to understand that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it's real. And yes, I'm getting t-shirts made. It's not right. Just because it's not right, it doesn't mean it's not real. It's not right that people have to move their chess pieces according to such shallow things. If we're cool, we're just cool. Why can't we just be cool? But in political things and social politics, that's just not, it's going to taint your brand. It's going to taint how seriously people take you. Right? That's why I said if you're a woman or a man and you're serious about where you're going, avoid people who always have drama attached to them. Avoid people who are always in back and forths with people online. Stay away from people like that because it's going to give you an image or a look. Like you want people to be around you and take you seriously. You don't want people to be like, oh, that's the drama guy. Oh, that's the drama girl. You want people to actually listen to what's coming out of your mouth and take it seriously. Right? So I just think about things like this often. I think about these things like just how do I move my chess piece based on what I know? If I need a toilet to get fixed quickly, I'm not going to call the Caribbean person. They're not going to show up. Or if they show up, we're going to just end up talking and they're not going to get the job done. Love them. I'm Caribbean. Love them. But it's true. If I need something done like that, I'm going to call probably a Russian. And I know that when the Russian pulls up and I open the door, they're going to say, "Where's the toilet?" They're not going to say hi or nothing because it's cultural. Like they're very serious. They just want to get their work done and leave. Right. So I think about stuff like this. And I always tell women, do you think about stuff like this? When you're dating a guy, Are you putting yourself on the clearance rack? Men also bank on women not knowing this stuff because then they can get you at a discount. That's why they start when a woman's very beautiful, the humbling starts immediately because they don't want you to know that you're very beautiful. But when you go out to the restaurant, the men are looking. The server is giving you a compliment, but he don't want you to know that. Because if you know that, you're going to notice that you could do better than him. That's why he has to keep you humbled. That's why I always tell men and women, if you're going to play chess in life, you need to know yourself. I don't have to go to a man or a woman to tell me that I have the sauce. I already know that. And that's why I'm capitalizing on that as much as I can. Right? People don't want you to know what you have, so you don't use it. Or they don't want you to know what you have so they can get ahead of it. Okay. Okay. Just like one of my mentees that I had. She's very young, very pretty curly hair. And I told her, why are you not online? Mhm. Our second meeting, our third meeting, I'll never forget that. I said, why are you not online? Beautiful hair. Like you look like a beauty person to do like curly hair styles and stuff like that. Because the minute I see a currency in someone, I speak that and I let them know because I know other people most likely will not let them know because a lot of people don't have any confidence. That's why some of you guys, you don't even know what you're amazing at because nobody has ever told you. So when I encounter certain people and I see they have certain things about them that they're good at, I make sure they know because I know a lot of people close to you not going to let you know. A stranger has to let you know because the people close to you will see you as competition, right? Okay. So, hi, Skylar. What does this person say? I'm listening to you while driving. Oh, wonderful. Drive safe. My best friend in high school was Russian. She dressed and was tall. Yeah, Russians are usually very, very tall, uh, pear-shaped. Yeah, bleach blonde hair. Yeah, I had a lot of them in high school too. Um, I told her that. I'm like, why aren't you online? I'm like, what are you waiting on? Start it today. Because some people don't know because nobody tells them. That's the thing. Some people had to figure it out themselves. Like for me, when it comes to my currencies, outside of my parents and when I was younger, nobody ever told me that I was really, really smart. As a matter of fact, people wanted me to feel dumb. They try to make me feel dumb or rearrange what I say. And my parents always told me, Mel's very, 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 very sharp in the mind. That's for sure. But I still had to figure that out on my own. When I would get like sabotaged at work and people would try to rearrange what I say just to turn around and go say the same thing or steal my ideals and all that stuff. So when I realized, oh, I am actually really, really freaking smart. And now I already know that for myself, which means I'm in the safe space. You are in the danger zone when you don't know your currencies. Because how are you going to play chess and move your chess pieces if you don't know who you are? That's how you're going to get tricked out of your spot. That's how men and women get tricked out of their spot all the time. Like when Chris Humphries told Kim, 10 years from now, nobody's going to care who Kim Kardashian is. Remember that? And he ate those words. Remember that? You think he couldn't tell she was smart? You don't think he could tell she was ambitious? You think he couldn't tell that she was motivated? He could see all of that, but he wanted to make sure she didn't see it, which is why he told her nobody's going to care about you. But thank God she was smart and got him away from her, because he was going to mess up her board game. That's why a lot of times the part of you that people pick apart is the part of you that is actually amazing. That's what he told her. When Safari's mother told Nicki Minaj, "You're so lazy. All you do is rap. Give the rapping up. It's not doing nothing for you." Imagine if she didn't have confidence in her pen. She would not be where she is today. That's why I said you can't really be looking for people to tell you who you are. You need to read in between the lines. A lot of times that's how you get sabotaged. I don't ask people, well, do you think? No, I know, because I can read in between the lines. I can read in between the lines. People are betting that you can't read in between the lines, so you don't systematically get yourself in the room, like when they kept Melissa Ford out of those football games. I don't know if it's true. I could be wrong. Allegedly, I remember reading some type of vlog or something like that where there was some football game after party. This was like in 2006, 2007. And allegedly, I don't know if it's true, allegedly, Kim and a few of the other non-Black women there did not want Melissa Ford to come to that party. Now, whether you're Black, white, or Spanish, we have been talking about this since the beginning of the live. Let me see if you can answer this equation. Why did they not want Melissa Ford at the after party? Allegedly. Kim didn't want her there, allegedly. A lot of them did not want Melissa Ford, and then she got uninvited, allegedly, to this so-called after party. Can somebody tell me why she was not allowed? This is how the world works. Okay? Why did they get her out from coming to the party? Huh? It's not about her currency. They all have currency. Kim's a beautiful woman, especially back in 2006. It's not her currency. No, it's not snitching. It's a party. Why can't she come? It's not beauty wise, because they're all beautiful. Okay, they're all beautiful. It's not beauty wise. This has nothing to do with her beauty. They're all beautiful. Again, why could she not come? Why was she not allowed there? African American woman, I don't know if she's mixed. Why couldn't she come? Why was she not allowed at the party? Huh? It's not because she's Black. The ball players are Black. No, that's not why. Why couldn't she come? Nope. It's not her aura. Nope. Nope. You guys, social smarts, social smarts. We're going to talk about this in the Systems Masterclass. Think socially, think politically. Why could she not be there? It's not she's biracial. No. Attention. No. Her reputation. They all had pretty bad reps there. No. Melissa didn't have a boyfriend at that time. I'll tell you what it is. Eight words. Leverage. Leverage. When you, as a beautiful Black woman, walk into a space where you're really the only Black woman there and you're very beautiful and smart, you're going to stand out amongst everybody else. Everybody's going to look like a clone of each other. You're going to stand out. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb. And she has a beautiful tonality. She's intelligent. We can't have that here, because we know for a fact you're going to stand out, and we can't have that here. We need to keep the Black ball players for us, not you. That's what happened. Now, this is what happens again. Going back to social smarts, social street smarts is what I'm going to call this. I'm going to start a series, social street smarts. Why do I say that a Black woman who is very, very beautiful, speaks very well, and is classy, you don't have any allies. You're your only ally in every environment, and you better go in there to win. Please don't spam the chat with all those symbols. Please do not spam the chat with all those symbols. It's very, very, very awkward. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You got to know these things. You have to know. She got played out of her spot, tricked out of her spot. Please, now another person is doing it. Please don't put all those symbols in the chat. There are other people that are here to learn. Okay? So, whenever I see a woman that's like a Melissa Ford or like a Kerry Washington or like a Sanaa Lathan or like a Tika Sumpter, I'm like, I hope she knows her cards. I really hope she knows that she falls into that girl next door, Nia Long. Yeah, women like that always get tricked and opportunity snatched from them because they don't understand. You don't have any allies when you fit that Black woman category. You don't have allies. Your only ally is yourself. And you move your chess pieces according to that. Okay? I hate to go there, but I talk about this all the time when it comes to Rihanna and that prince. If Rihanna was moving her chess pieces correctly, they should have been on their fifth kid, her and that prince. All right? But what did they do when they were posting pictures of Rihanna and that prince, just to show you how society wants Black women to fail so badly? What did they do when the picture of her and that prince was on the Shade Room? What did they say? Just to show you how Black women will get played. Even your own community will play you if you don't open your eyes. What did they say when she posted those pictures of her and that prince came out on the boat, hugging and kissing? What were the commentary on the Shade Room comment section? She's a traitor! She's always gonna be his slave! If she pulled a Meghan Markle and kept people out of her face until she got that ring, it would have been better for her. Okay, I'm gonna get this person out of here because I'm getting passionate and I'm gonna really start getting to the nitty gritty and they're distracting me. Now, Meghan Markle, me and Meghan Markle were like, what, a couple of days apart? Meghan Markle says, screw them people. I'm about to marry a prince. Screw those people. Every person that went against her wanting to be with Harry, she stopped talking to them. She stopped talking to them. She stopped talking. Every person that was like, oh God, you're going to be with that prince. Oh God. She stopped talking to all of them. I'm like, that's right, babe. We're a couple days apart. We don't play those games. We don't let people start over investing themselves. We don't operate like that. What we want to do, that's what we're going to do. Okay, that's just how we are. What we want to do, we're gonna do it. We're not letting anybody get in our way. If you try to get in our way, we're just gonna stop talking to you. And that was her leverage. She didn't listen. The minute people started being weird, she's like, why would this person try to stop me, especially as a Black woman from hypergamy? Why would you try to play me out of hypergamy? Oh, she moved them out the way, honey. Listen to the interviews. They said one of her friends said, Megan just stopped talking to me. I stopped hearing from her. After that time we went to dinner, she never spoke to me again. Yeah, you were trying to trick her out of her spot. Okay? But Rihanna was not as sharp. And they were saying, oh, you gotta, why do you want to be with that guy? You're a traitor. You're not good enough for him. Why do you want to be with him? And guess what? They were praising her with ASAP Rocky. And look at how far that's getting her. Okay. Look at how far that's what happens when you listen to them. Okay? They want you to fall in a negative circumstance. Had an opportunity to be a wife of a prince, and now you're on baby number 4 with a man who still has not presented a ring to you and is embarrassing you. And when, again, no shade, I help Black women out all the time. I give them as much knowledge as I can, Black women and Black men, but I tell them, you better be careful listening to them, because some of them, they want you to be in a negative situation. That's why they give you bad advice. And when a Black woman gives you the good advice, they're going to call her whitewashed. Don't listen to that whitewashed woman. She's a traitor. Now the same people that made fun of you and encouraged for you to be with that man, where are they now? They're making fun of you. They're calling you a baby mama. They're saying you're big. They're saying all these things. The same people who were trying to crucify you when you had an opportunity to be with that prince is dragging you after convincing you to be with the Pookie. Okay? So take a page out of Meghan Markle's book. Get them out of your face when you realize that they're trying to keep you away from your chess game. Meghan Markle did not listen. Good for her. We're a couple days apart. We don't listen. I'm sorry. If you think I'm going to listen, it's very rare. The only person that'll probably get me to listen is my parents, because they're older. I'll listen to them. My brother, yeah, I'll listen. But I don't really listen because I know the category that I fall into. And people will try to make sure that I make certain decisions that will chip away and reduce me. Okay? I'm very aware of that, which is why I say I don't listen. I don't really listen. I kind of know the game already, and I'm going to make sure that I move my chess pieces in the right way. Okay? The minute Megan got with Klay Thompson, nobody had an issue when she was with Moneybagg Yo. I didn't hear anything negative when she was with him. Did Janet Jackson date Jermaine Jackson? Can somebody ask me? No. Jermaine Jackson is her brother. Did Janet Jackson date Jermaine Dupri? Yes or no? Did Janet Jackson date Oh, okay. So they were worshiping her when she was with Jermaine Dupri and gave her a bunch of pressure when she was with that Middle Eastern guy, that clean cut guy, right? Oh, okay. I get it. Okay. Like when they convinced Whitney Houston to be with Bobby Abusive Brown, right? When she had an opportunity to be with that other man. Now, how many times are Black women going to let other communities and your own community trick you? Keep listening to them and see how far you get. Yeah. Keep letting them trick you. Keep letting them trick you. Had an opportunity to be with Kevin Costner. Got herself intertwined with Bobby, that I'm sure allegedly probably convinced her to do more, to use more to her detriment. Honey, I only tell you the game. That's what I'm here for. And sooner or later, when I'm done with this, I'm going to move on to the next chapter of my life. But I'm going to give as much gems as I can. You have to systematically pay attention to the system and all the loopholes in it. Single, beautiful women, single women Women who have, who are confident, be careful who you ask for relationship advice or who you should date. They're going to set you up with a vampire. Okay? Look at Rihanna. She's getting the vibrancy drained out of her. Oh, yeah, but if she's with the prince, she's going to have to change herself a little bit. That's fine. He's a prince. That's fine. That's completely fine. Okay? Go ahead and wear them long dresses. Because when you're getting married or intertwining yourself with somebody, it's not just about you, it's for the generations after you. I was having that conversation with an elder a couple of days ago, and this elder told me, she said, Mel, when you get married in life as a woman, it's not just about you, it's about the children that will come out of you, the opportunities that child is going to get as a result of who you marry. It's not just about you, it's about the generations after you. It's not just about you. You're having a fun night rolling around on the mattress, and now your kid is 5, 6, 7. Where's daddy for Christmas? Where's dad? Where's dad? Where's dad? Where's dad? And now you feel guilty when you're aligning yourself with a man. It's also strategy. It's not just about you, it's about your children and the type of person that he will be to those kids. It's about his family and the type of family that he comes from. That's why when people in high society get married, they go beyond, oh, I like this person, I'm attracted to this person. What family do they come from? What background do they come from? What type of people are we going to be intertwining ourselves with? It's far beyond. Meghan Markle. I still cannot stop laughing. Yeah, she just stopped talking to her friend. Like, bye. No, you are not about to mess up my chess pieces, dear. No, I know what I want, and this is it. Okay? And I'm not letting anybody get in the way of that. I'm that serious. I'm serious. When I want something, I'm going to have it. I will not be manipulated out of it. Okay? Okay. Now, you have to have your brain work in a systematic way as well. Yeah, she has 2 children. Meghan has 2 children, I believe. Now, when you're working on your brain to think in a systematic manner, everything that you process in your mind is going to be like a puzzle where you are winning on the receiving end. Okay? I shared that story one time when I was working with this woman, very high earning woman. Well, she's kind of married into like a very powerful man in that city because they own a lot of like charities and stuff. And I saw her with a bunch of golf clubs. And I said, "Why? Oh, wow, you play golf?" This was years ago. I'm like, "You play golf?" She's like, "Oh no, mm-mm." And she's packing up her golf club and like putting the golf club, bag on her. And I'm like, but she was very intimidating. I didn't want to keep asking her the same questions. I'm like, "Oh, okay. I didn't. Oh, okay." Because I see you're taking your golf bags with you. She's like, "Oh, I don't play golf, Mel, but I do go on the golf course because that's how I get my clients." I said, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, I just kind of act like I'm playing golf and I start small talk with them and I get them to buy $1 million portfolios. It's really not that hard. I just know that my target clients, they're playing golf." So I kind of go and yeah, it's not that hard. You really just kind of act like you're hitting the putt putt, whatever. And then I strike up a conversation with them and we start talking and we exchange numbers and that's how I built my contacts. And this is how high society operates. They're not coming to play. They are systematically looking for loopholes to get their way. They're not sitting there trying to stay loyal to nonsense. They're loyal to the progression. And I'm not saying to harm other people in the no, but what I'm saying is you have to be systematic. This reminds me of a scene of Gossip Girl that literally stained my brain. Remember that scene where they were juniors in high school and they all wanted to get into Ivy League schools? And you may think, okay, well, they're from high society, they're from the Upper East Side. Um, their parents are very powerful in New York. Wouldn't it be easy for them to get into Ivy League schools? No, because Ivy League schools are known by the entire world. So, established families from China are sending their daughters to Brown. Established families from Africa are sending their sons to Harvard. It's hard to get into those Ivy League schools. It's not just you versus people in the US. It's you versus other powerful families that want their kids to also go to those schools so they can intertwine with other powerful families and get married. That's where the Mrs. degree comes from. Okay? So remember that scene where their principal was like, "Hey, we're going to have a fundraiser and the students that want to get into these Ivy League schools, this is your opportunity, this is your time, because we're going to invite the chairman and the VPs of those Ivy League colleges, and you guys are going to serve their drinks and crackers and appetizers, and if you can strike up a conversation with them, you can secure your spot." Now, remember that scene where Blair was like in the mirror practicing her lines because she knew, I need to get in front of the lady who's in charge of Brown. I need to strike up a conversation with the man who's the VP of Brown. So I need to make sure I'm on my A game when I spot them. Right? And you see all of them are getting ready and having conversations and all this stuff. That is how these people operate, which is why you need social skills, because certain opportunities you can just get them by being a wonderful conversationalist. That's all you need, is to know how to talk to people, entice them, be a wonderful conversationalist, and you can get an opportunity like that. Y'all, I still can't get over Meghan I still can't. Every time I think about that, I just start to laugh. Y'all, she was like, "What? Are you trying to convince me out of this opportunity? What?" She got away from her fast. That's how we are. We're not, we can tell, we can see. You're not going to pull a Rihanna stunt on us. You're not going to play us out of our leverage. Yeah, Blair was a mean girl, but she did have strategy. She did have strategy. That, yeah, she was a mean girl, but Blair's gonna get what she wants. That's for sure. And she's not gonna let anybody get in her way. Yeah. Meghan Markle stopped talking to one of her girlfriends when her girlfriend was trying to convince her to not be with Prince Harry. Okay. The girlfriend just never heard from her again. Oh, man. So, yes. Do you have the strategy, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know how the world works? More importantly, have you accepted how the world works, or are you still angry at it? Have you accepted how the world works? Are you still mad at it? I understand there's a lot of stuff that's not fair, but it's not changing. So we have to have our strategy in place to look at a scenario and say, okay, how do I move my chess pieces with this? And just sit down and think about it. Just think about it. Okay. Chuck also had a lot of strategy as well. Not the best person, but if you need strategy, who you gonna go to? You're not gonna go to Serena and Nate because Serena and Nate have no strategy. They're always falling into a ditch that Blair and Chuck have to pull them out of because they don't have any street smarts. They don't have any street smarts. So when you don't have street smarts, you're going to easily get played, tricked, all that because you don't know. I've accepted it too. I hate it too. I do hate it. This dimension can be very, very, very just awful. But I've accepted it. And I'm going to move my chess pieces according to it. Wait, Blair and yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I'm so shocked that we're in 2026 and people are surprised about Daphne Joy and the past that she's getting. Like, where have you guys been living? Under a rock? This has been going on since the beginning of time. Black women get hypersexualized and they're considered underqualified. Other races, well, I'm not going to say other races of women because white women can't do that hypersexual stuff. That's not really accepted with them. And Latina women can kind of do it and probably get rewarded for it. Black women do not get rewarded for that. Kind of put on display. Like that book that I always tell you guys about, Society's Conspiracy to Destroy Black Women. It talks all about that. Okay. Hard when your parents never teach you anything. I understand, but it's never too late to learn. Thank you, William. And it's never too late to learn. Let me tell you, a lot of the stuff that I've learned, I just keep, you know, I'm gonna put my puzzle pieces together. I'm gonna pay attention. Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. And when you're like that, you have to get more and more sharp because people know it's gonna be so hard to get over on you. So they have to be even more strategic with you because it's hard to get over on you and they know that. So they have to be more sharp with it, which means you have to be more sharp. Is it bad that I'm learning at 28? No, it's not. And honestly, for a lot of Black women, they learn late because in our community, it's more about being angry at the game as opposed to learning it. Like when women got upset when I said, Megan the Stallion, the way that she carries herself, she's going to be subjugated to a lot of ridicule. And they're like, oh, you're a Black woman, you're trading her in. It's not trading her in, it's the truth, though. She cannot get away with what Kim Kardashian gets away with. I don't know why you can't understand that. And I'm not saying that it's fair. I'm saying that it's real. And as a result of that, there's going to be certain consequences that she will have to deal with because she's not going to have the leverage that other women get. This goes back to that group chat. I made a video on the Bronze Babes Survival Tribe about that group chat where the Italian woman was on the group chat and she was talking to a bunch of other women on the group chat. It went viral on TikTok. This Italian woman was, I guess, married to a ball player, very connected to, like, not necessarily just ball players, but high value men. And apparently she had a bunch of women in this chat. The chat did not have a Black woman in there. And she was telling them, do this, do that, do A, do B, do C, do D, do E, in order to, have the best chance. Like other races of women, there's a lot of strategy there, which is what I'm trying to get minorities, Black women, and even Latin women too. I'm trying to get them on board with these strategies that we were not taught. Okay. So she was telling them, do this, do that, do A. I don't know how many people were in that chat. It was a bunch of people in that chat. And she literally told them, if there's a beautiful Black woman in the environment, make sure you get her angry. Trigger her, get her angry, make a racial joke so she can get angry and fight or scream or whatever. That way she can be seen as undesirable to the other men in the environment. That's verbatim what she said in the chat. I did an episode on it. Julene is in that group. I'm sure Julene remembers that episode on Bronze Babe. I did an episode on that chat. That's what she put in green. She said, if there's a Black woman around and she got it going on, get her angry. Say something to her to get her angry so she can act out and be undesirable compared to the other men. That's how you get her out the way. Yeah, look it up. It's on TikTok. Look it up. It was a whole message thread. I don't know if she didn't know that. Look it up. I'm telling y'all, people are playing the game and you're not even aware. You're not even aware of the game being played, which is why I say don't fight it. Accept it and learn from it. Yeah, that's what she told them. She said, activate the Shanae. There you go. That's what she said. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. 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 I'm trying to teach you guys. I have a lot more up my sleeve. I'm telling you. I'm just trying to keep it PG-13. But I have a lot up my sleeve. I may be young, but I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot. I've observed a lot. Okay? Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. That's what it is. I don't remember the lady's name. It's on my private, it's on my Patreon. I don't remember. Just put in group chat, get Black Women Angry group chat or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, she said just activate the Shanae in her and she will be considered undesirable. So when I tell women and men of all races, there is a game being played that you're not aware of. Now you see what I'm talking about. When Anaya got into the villa of Love Island, I did another episode on this on Patreon. Racial demographics, understand this. I will even take it a step further for my Latinas who were on here. Because I'm telling you, I know about all the demographics, except for Asians. I don't know about Asians that much. I will be focusing on learning about their culture a little bit more. But one thing I will say about Asians is they're very respectful. Okay? And they don't play games. They're very respectful and they mind their business. That's what I know about Asians for sure. But I don't know too much about them. But they're very respectful and they mind their business. Okay? If you want to learn about decorum, go to them. Okay? They mind their business. I don't know how they are in their homes with their families, but when they're out in the world, they mind their business. So let me talk about Latinas to the Latinas for a second. Another thing that I've observed, and I'm sorry guys if I sound like I'm yelling, they're always cutting grass here every day. I feel like they do it every day. So one of the young ladies on the show, Bia, was dating. Bia is Mexican. Bia was dating or coupled up with a Brazilian guy. I forgot his name. And when I saw that, I said, okay, Latin girl, Latin guy. As far as demographics go, okay. The guy, the Brazilian guy, when he saw Kenzie, okay, Kenzie's blonde hair, blue eyes, white Southern girl from like Texas. When the Brazilian guy who was coupled with the Mexican girl, both Latins, when he spotted the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Texas girl, his eyes went like this. Why? Why? And he started flirting with her and trying to get close to her behind Bia, the Mexican's back. When I saw that, I'm like, I already know what's going on here. He's right on script. What does that mean? Come on, I want you guys to get sharp at this. I speak about it a lot amongst African Americans, but you got to learn all demographics and how this relates to each other. Why did he do that? Why did his eyes get big when he saw the blonde hair, blue-eyed Texas girl? Although he's Brazilian and was with the Mexican girl, that's the only girl that his eyes got big for. All the other girls on the villa, he didn't really. That's the only one. Why do you think that happened? Anybody? Doesn't matter your age or your race. Come on, tell me. Why did he want her? There you go, Alana. Social climbing. Social climbing. Yes. She's blonde, blue eyes. If I marry her, if I get with her, if I align with her, I will get through more doors. So Latin women get subjugated to that too. They know. They get subjugated to that too. Yes. Okay, it's because of it's an opportunity thing. So when he did that behind Bia's back, I said, oh, he's right on script. He's right on script. Okay. Another dynamic that I saw. It's not that the white girl looks better. All of the women on the villa are beautiful, but this is a social construct. If him, a Brazilian guy, a Brazilian foreigner with a thick accent, gets to get hip to hip with an all-white girl from Texas, that is a massive social jump for him. With opportunities and stuff, especially because of the thick accent thing. Okay? Okay. Let's take it a step further. When Anaya walked into this is all systematic. When Anaya walked into Love Island, I'm like, if Anaya allows herself to become a mammy, I'm going to stop watching. And I did. When I saw Anaya allow Melanie to sidekick her, we don't need another Evelyn and Jen, y'all. We don't need that. I think Black women should have learned by now. We don't need to be sidekicks, okay? We don't need another Spice and Erica Mena. We don't need that dynamic anymore. I was very disappointed. I thought that we have learned by now to not be put in that little lap dog role, because they're always going to adopt you. I'm happy Jen got from under Evelyn's wing, okay? I'm happy Jen is living her girl next door life and left that whole sidekick thing, when in reality, Jen didn't leverage herself enough on that show, if I'm being honest. She didn't. Jen is like a prototype. She's the girl next door prototype. She could have gotten more opportunities, but she was, again, like Kelly Rowland, playing the background. Not a good idea. That must be why Latin men are obsessed with me, even though I'm not into them. I'm European. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah. It's just moving up the social ladder. That's all it is. You guys got to know the game. Anaya is now matching with Carl. I did see that. And you see how they're dragging her for that? So they're doing to her what they did to Rihanna, what they did to Whitney Houston, what they tried to do to Meghan Markle but failed because Meghan wasn't playing games with anybody. So they're doing to her what because they want her to look. I'm not even going to open up those can of worms. But we already know what they're getting ready to do to her, right? They want her to be with the guy who's going to drag her and make it seem like he's doing her a favor instead of being with the kind Asian man who he looks like a pretty good guy. We don't know yet, but so far he looks like he's in her, and he's not bringing up her hair or saying, "Oh, I know it, dark-skinned women are queens." He's not making her feel uncomfortable about her phenotype like what KC did. Okay, the reason KC brought up her phenotype is because he is one of those type of males that feels that way about her. The Asian guy is never going to bring up her phenotype because he don't care. Because anytime a non-black man aligns himself with a black woman and picks her, it's no benefit to him. So if he picks her, a lot of times it's because he actually likes her. Because it's no benefit to him. Prince Harry could have gotten any woman he wanted. Why pick a black woman? Because he actually liked her. Exactly. That's what they're not going to tell you. It's no benefit. Now, Daphne Joy is a benefit being with a black guy. It doesn't mean she actually likes the black guy. She's going to benefit off of him. It's not genuine. But when it's a black woman on the other end, like that prince with Rihanna, they're like billionaires where they're at in Saudi Arabia. So that would mean it was real. But they played her out of that. They tricked her out of that spot. Okay. Megan is not black. Well, what is she? I know she's mixed. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm not going to go into the mixed race. I am not here to tell a mixed woman what she's going to identify as. That's not my place. Okay? That's not my place to force a mixed woman. That's not my place. We need to learn how to stay in our place. Okay? If a woman is mixed, what she chooses to identify with, that's based on her experience in life. It's not for me to tell her, hey, you're not mixed, you're white. Hey, you're not mixed, you're black. But based on what I've seen with her, she considers herself a black woman from what I've seen. Same thing with Tia and Tamira Mowry. Okay? I'm not mixed. I don't know what that feels like. Asian men are overlooked. Yeah, I mean, Asian men seem very sweet to me. I don't know. They're very kind, very gentlemanlike. They mind their business. They're very respectful. They're very kind, especially at those nail shops. They never had a problem, not one time. Okay, but I don't know. I don't hear much about them. I don't know much about their culture or how they treat women. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to learn this game though. And I'm going to take y'all with me. They call her a baby monkey. What? Who are you talking about? What? Anyways, I'm not, when people start that nonsense when it comes to mixed people and they're like, oh, well, she's not a black. I stay in my lane. Okay. Number one part of decorum, you stay in your lane. It's not my job to tell a mixed race person who and how to identify. It's not my place. It's not. I've never been mixed. I'm not mixed. I'm an all black African American woman. I don't know what it's like to be mixed. I don't know their thought process. I don't know. Because some people can say, oh, Meghan Markle is not black because she's more like lighter toned and I guess the suburban black girl archetype, right? But then if you see a woman who is mixed, who does look more black, and she says, oh, well, I'm mixed or I'm white, you're going to get mad at it, right? So we need to allow mixed people to do their thing because if you're not mixed, let them choose. Okay? Let them choose. Okay? Let them choose. And I would never disrespect a mixed race woman that wants to identify as black. I would never disrespect her. I would never disrespect a mixed race woman that wants to identify as white. I would never disrespect her. I would never disrespect a mixed race woman who wants to identify as mixed race, because that's not my place. Mixed kids have a very unique life experience. I think they already have a lot of pressure of having to pick and choose. Mixed kids, I feel like mixed kids should always be placed in therapy. Mixed kids should always go to therapy if they're mixed. It's a difficult thing. Do I choose white? Do I choose black? Can I choose mixed? But then if they choose mixed, the white side will say, wait, but you're white. Why don't you just say you're white? Or if they're mixed, the black side will just say, wait, hold on. Now you're identifying as mixed. You're not going to say you're a black woman. It's a lot of pressure on those people, which is why I stay in my lane. I called her a black woman because she considers herself one. That's why I said that. And if she doesn't consider herself one and she doesn't want to be called one, I will switch how I call her because I respect other women's boundaries. Okay? Yeah, when they bullied Amber Rose, when Jocelyn was saying, oh, Amber Rose just wants to be white. Ma'am, stay in your lane. You cannot tell a mixed race woman who she's choosing to be or who she's trying to identify. You are not mixed. You don't have that experience. You don't know what that feels like. I can't tell Amber Rose anything. I can't tell Doja Cat anything. I'm not mixed. I can't tell Lotto anything. I'm not mixed. Meghan Markle, I'm not mixed. I can only imagine how draining that experience may be as a mixed person. And to all the mixed people in here, I respect you and I honor you. Don't let anybody disrespect you because they don't know what it's like. Don't let black women force you have to be a black woman down your throat if you're mixed and you don't want to identify as that. And don't let white women or white men force, oh, hey, you're white down your throat. It's up to you. We need to stay in our lane, ladies and gentlemen. We need to stay in our lane. This, let me see. Let me see who this is. Let me look at this person's profile picture before I block them. Okay. Okay. So remember how I told you guys, it's all demographic studies. So this is a man that just came in here. A black man just came in here and said, shut the F up already. You just came on live to talk and stare at a fake FaceTime call or whatever. Okay, so clearly this person is unstable because they think I'm on FaceTime. Right? There's 120 of you guys on here on TikTok, 150 of you guys here on YouTube. And and he thinks I'm talking on FaceTime. He's obviously not very well. And what's even worse is he's following me. You see how scary people are? He's literally following me. He's telling me to shut the F up. And you're following me. You hit the follow button. He's crazy. Y'all, he thinks I'm on FaceTime. Oh gosh. I get told that a lot from them. I don't know. I don't know why. People just don't like women. Like that time Kim Kardashian went on stage and the guy's like, shut up, B. And she kind of just stood there and she kind of just looked around and kept going. Just keep going, ladies. Just keep going. Okay. He came to my live and told me to shut up. Yeah. Definitely he needs to be in the decorum class, right? But you see, in the decorum class, you get put out for that, right? Okay. Yep, my niece passes for white, no pigmentation in her skin. My niece went, she's 7 years old, and her white father is present. My sister is darker than me. Okay. They just hate women, y'all. They just don't like women. They just see you talking and they just want to jump on you. It's a demon. It's their possessed. And he's following me, by the way. Um, Thank you, William. Okay. What was I talking about? What was I speaking about again? I completely forgot. I lost my train of thought, y'all. Um, you guys have to learn how to just laugh at people. Don't let them take your energy from you. Just laugh. Mixed people, right. I mean, that's such a taboo subject. Please allow the mixed person to breathe. Their whole life, they've had to pick and choose. I would never put that pressure on a mixed person. I respect how you want to identify, sir. I will respect your identification. Um, yeah. So what I'm saying is be the Meghan Markle, okay? If they try to get in your way, you show them that door. What is a pick me? Oh gosh. A pick me is a woman who just wants a man. Any man will do. Okay? Any man will do. That's a pick me. Any man will do. Um it's a bird pecking at a woodpecking bird. That's what a pick me is. A bird pecking on the wood. Okay? The pick me's also go against women that get harmed by men and they side with the man anyways. That's a pick me. A pick me fights women over fights women over men. A pick me does not invite her attractive friend out. A pick me will abandon her friend at the bar and go home with some loser. A pick me will leave the bar with random men all the time. A pick me will put her friend in harm's way. A pick me will fight and hop on a plane to go address a woman about a man. A pick me will kick her daughter out at 16 because she feels like her daughter is competition and looks better than her. And she doesn't want her husband looking at her daughter. Pick me's don't like their daughters. A pick me will sleep with her friend's husband. Her sister's husband, she'll sleep with her sister's husband. A pick me will let a man drive her car around town. Okay? A pick me equal insanity. A pick me will sleep with a man right away so he doesn't leave her. So basically desperate. Well, for a pick me, it's about having a man. That's all it's about. Any man will do. And she's gonna get rid of any woman that threatens that. That's funny. Ella said, love it. To be mixed, I just choose the side that benefits me. Yeah, I've always wondered, like, do mixed people do a lot of code switching? Are there any mixed people in here who can answer that? Do you guys code switch? It's a safe space. Are you code switching? Depending on where you are, you just code switch to benefit? Well, that is kind of smart. Are y'all code switching? I hate to say a lot of religious women are pick me's too. They're the ultimate pick me's. The ultimate pick me is a woman that's sitting front row at the church. Okay? Huh. Anything her man does. Okay, okay, God, I'm gonna be quiet. I heard you. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna continue. He told me to stop. I'm gonna be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. These are the friends that insult you in front of a bunch of male counterparts. That is true. That is true. Code switching is leverage. That's true. For mixed kids, that's go ahead, put that under your belt. Learn how to do both sides. I mix. I don't code switch. I feel fit. What does it say? I fit everyone. I love everyone. Okay. I'm mixed and I code switch. Okay. I've always wondered what it like like what goes through a mixed person's mind in society. Like how do you guys know what to identify as, or do you just keep code switching? Do you guys ever feel like you have like an identity crisis, or do you ever feel like I've always been super fascinated with mixed kids because it's like, how do their minds perceive reality, knowing you have a piece of both sides? How do you process society? I've always wondered that. And if you were forced to choose, would you? Mm, I've always wondered that. Would you be out on the plantation if that time came back? Or would you choose to be inside? Oh, that's the ultimate question right there. Are you going to be out there digging up in the holes in the field, getting that part of your DNA? Or would you go in the house and carry that whip? That's a very interesting question. That's scary. That's actually pretty scary to choose which side you would be, knowing that one side was oppressed by the other side. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I've always wondered what would they choose? It's interesting. What would you choose? If you had to pick, would you be the oppressor or the one getting oppressed? That's a trick question right there. Because if you're the oppressor, you're going to be harming people. And if you're the oppressed, you're going to be getting harmed. But you're mixed. Which side would you choose if you had to? That's I always wonder, do mixed kids have these thoughts sometimes? Do they ever think about this? I don't know. Is it weird that I even think about that? Because I've always wondered what goes on in the mixed kid's head, especially when they're in middle school. Because in middle school they're looking all exotic. Their eye color is light. They got that big curly hair, and it's like they stand out. They literally stand out. Like mixed kids have a distinct look to them, and I always wonder what is going on in their mind. You know. Not just mixed kids. I'm adopted by white people, and black people used to call me proper and show bunny. What's show bunny? Oh, snow bunny and white. It's just some cognitive dissonance. Um, Ruben said, "Thank God we don't have to." But I always wonder, like mixed kids, like what's the deal with that? Like, what would you do? That's a very compromising situation. That's scary. That's very scary. This combo is so wild. It is. That's just how my mind works sometimes. What would you guys choose? That's a very you see all the mixed kids got quiet. All the mixed people got quiet. Oh my god. No, but it's a serious question. And it's a very tight question. It's a very hard question to answer. It is. That's why I said all mixed kids should do therapy when they're, of age. Because it's a lot of contradict. You don't know who to choose. It's pretty scary. especially when the mixed kid is a ginger. Oh wow, that's even more interesting. It's beautiful though. It just shows that love endures, and two people put, you know, what society says to the side and decided to love each other and create this beautiful child. I think it's very beautiful. um because you're lighter, Mel, they'll have you inside. Hey, I do not want to be getting touched on by those masses, because that's all that was going to end up happening. It's getting touched on by the masses, child. I just don't know how I feel about that, because that's all that was going to happen. It's not very fun. It doesn't look like it was fun. It's just, and then if you end up getting pregnant, those times were very, thank God those times are over. Let's say that. Okay. Okay. I know who I choose now after being abused by both sides. Yeah, that's another mixed person in here that said that they got abused by both sides. Why does that happen? Is it because you're too black for the white people and too white for the black people? I always wonder that. Anyways, it was bad. Yeah, I heard a lot of mixed people say their experience was awful, and I always wondered why, because I know it's hard for people to know how to deal with you, but you're still a person, you know? It's interesting. I always think that mixed children should do the therapy should be required for them, okay? Because it's going to be a lot of confusion. You're in the middle of everything. You don't know who to pick. You're being pressured to choose that side, being pressured to choose this side, you know? And if you look too white, you're not allowed to say you're black. And if you look too black, you're not allowed to say you're mixed with white. You're not really accepted depending on how far to the white or black side you look. It's a lot. That sounds like a very stressful situation. Oh, wow. So you got abused by both sides too. Why? This is like the fourth person to say that. Y'all, we have to do better and invite them with open arms. They're still people. They're a creation of two people who put society's desires to the side and just decided to love on each other. It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, moving on. My grandma called my curly hair bad hair. Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Was that the grandma from the Caucasian side? I've heard of that. I heard they start some problems with that too. Because the hair, it's a challenge to them because they're not used to it. To us, we just spank you on the back of the head with a comb and make sure you sit down until the cornrows are completed. But they don't know how to deal with that kind of stuff. So when they see the hair, they don't know. It's not that easy. It takes love and care to deal with that hair. Love, care, oil, pink lotion, detangling combs, but they don't know. They don't know. So when they see it, they think, oh, it's bad or her hair is bad. It's not that the hair is bad. It's just different and it requires more care. Okay. When my mother used to do my hair, oh God, it was a disaster. I would get smacked in the back of the head with that comb at least 15 times because I didn't want to sit because it took too long and it gave me anxiety. Those twists. Oh gosh, it was a disaster. To sit, I would cramp up. It was a lot of work. But yeah, my mom would use pink lotion on my hair from Walgreens. The pink lotion and the little spray. I don't remember what it's called. She keeps smacking me in the. I remember the comb. It was a purple comb, and my mom would always smack me in the back of the head with that comb. Man, that comb. because I wouldn't sit still. I was hot. I was sweaty. It's too much hair. And my grandma would just sit there in the corner like this because she didn't know how to deal with it. She's old. The most my grandma could do was put my hair in a ponytail. Okay. Leos are not good at sitting at one place. Not gonna lie, I love pink lotion. The abuse is bad all around. Just center God. Black people come in all shades. Exactly. So are y'all gonna use your strategy? Well, their strategy is code switching based on what they said. But are you guys going to use your strategy, or are you going to get upset at the world and let your strategy and systems go to waste? Okay. Look at your life as a canvas. Where are the holes in your life? Where are the discrepancies in your life as a man or a woman? And whatever that hole is, find a strategy to fix it. And don't let anybody get in your way. If they try to get in your way, pull a Meghan Markle. Just don't call them back. If they're trying to stunt your growth, stunt your progress, get in the way of your new opportunity, just don't call them again. Let them go. They're not on your winning team, because if they were on your team, if they were a part of the winning team, they would say, make sure you take advantage of that. Make sure you take advantage of that. Make sure you go for that. Thoughts on Candace Owens? I don't really know much about her. I kind of stopped keeping up with Candace like 3 years ago. I don't know. I used to keep up with her a lot more. I don't know what's going on with her. Like, I sometimes when I see posts about Candace Owens, there's a lot of controversy. I mean, and yes, put the faja on. Exactly. Um, I don't know much about Candace right now, as far as what she's doing right now. The last time I would keep up with Candace was in like 2019 era. Because I loved her intelligence. I love intelligence and sharpness on a black woman. And I loved the fact that she was representing that. I really liked that. I like intelligence on a black woman, and I like for black women to have better representation of smarts and intelligence. But then it looked like Candace started spiraling. It looked like Candace, every time I would see videos of Candace, it's something that's a little bit out of control, and I kind of stopped keeping up with her after it. Candace is an Oreo. Why do you think that Candace is an Oreo? Why do you believe that? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, VR Monsi. I felt like it was a little bit too much rage baiting. Like, it started to turn. At first, her platform was cool. She was touching on touchy subjects, and she's very intelligent, and she was doing her thing. But then I noticed it was like the titles and the conversations was a lot of like rage baiting, and then she went down that rabbit hole with Charlie Kirk, and it's like every episode was about Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, I don't remember Candace being like this 5 years ago. I remember her being a lot more non-rage baiting. I'm not saying she's rage baiting. Candace is white. Candace is not white. Or is she mixed? Does she identify as white? I thought Candace Owens was a black woman. Are we talking about the same Candace Owens? She's intelligent, but does not have good value. I don't know. She kind of went left field. This is why you can't just do stuff for views and clicks. You got to hold on to your integrity. I feel like for Candace, it's a lot. It was a lot of like extreme titles, and I kind of stopped listening to her. Not for that, but I kind of stopped learning. So I kind of just, what do you do when everyone at every single job bullied you out of now you fearful about your career? Those environments usually ride on bullying. I would like some advice on something subtle. Go for it, Sabrina. Let's do it. I think people don't like her because she was conservative, and a lot of black people don't agree with her views. Okay. I think she's intelligent, but I think she's controlled. I don't know. I don't know too much about her. I kind of stopped listening to her in 2019 or 2020. Oh, okay. So we're talking about the same Candace Owens. Okay. Sabrina, you can go ahead and ask, my dear, because I'm about to log out. Yeah, I don't know. Like her content used to be really good. And then it's like, I don't know what happened. It just became a little bit strange. And especially when she was on these like anti-feminist podcasts. And I'm not a feminist, by the way, but I'm like, Candace Owens is a powerhouse. Why are you pushing anti-feminist movements when Candace, you own an entire network? You're not at home with the kids. You're in front of a camera battling political opposition. So why are you pushing a trad wife thing when that's not what you're doing? That's what I have an issue with. All the women pushing trad wife culture are in front of people's cameras, ma'am. Go home and stay there because that's what you're pushing. Okay, let's answer Sabrina's question before I sign off. How do I handle someone my age or less than 5 years from me, older or younger, calling me hun, babe? It depends how they're using it. I would say just call me Sabrina. Yeah, you could call me Sabrina. Just say that. Just call me Sabrina. You can call me Sabrina or Sabby. Um, I am not a feminist. Okay? I've never identified as that. I believe a woman can be multifaceted. A woman can be both things. I love family, love children, femininity, babies. Bring the babies to me. Bring the newborn babies to me. Okay? But at the same time, I'm going to put my foot on that gas, though. So I'm not with either or. I'm like right in the middle. Thank you, Serene. Um, you're welcome. I think she wasn't people to look out the direction and target she was going for. Thank you, William. Yeah, why are the women pushing trad wife stuff on podcasts all dressed up? Ma'am, you don't want to be a trad wife. That's why you're in front of all of our cameras. You want to be out there. You want the spotlight. You want the world to see you. You want to debate. All of that goes against what you're pushing women to be. If you want to push that, you can set up a camera in your living room as you make butter from scratch. And even then, why are you on our screen? Oh, Candace is pregnant again. Oh, congratulations to her. That's wonderful. She did it right, you know. Isn't that guy like a lord or something like that? She did it right. Okay. Take a page out her notebook. Okay. She pulled a Meghan Markle. She didn't let anybody take that opportunity from her of being intertwined with a man of power and success and authority and status. Okay? Yeah, Candace is not a trad wife. I don't know why she's pushing that. Uh, Candace is a debater. She's debating. She's on her network. She got her files, politics. Candace is everything the opposite of trad wife. So I don't even know why she's pushing that. That's why when I said that women lie to each other, they lie to each other. That's what I mean. When I said that and everybody started dragging me, that's what I mean when I said women lie to each other. You're pushing other women to be this trad wife thing. And ma'am, you're always on the TV, on the network, clocking in with your staff. And like, you're the opposite. Same thing with Erica Kirk, always on a stage in the office. Like, you are not that. So don't push what you're not doing. I'm constantly being told I'm a narcissist. And when I look up the definition, it does match. Okay. Yet I feel like I'm doing it for a reason. I'm a dentist. I'm on my way to be a dentist. Just focus on yourself. Sometimes they call you a narcissist because you're confident and you're not allowing them to use you. That rich British man. They lie. They don't stop lying. That's why some of them don't like me, because they keep lying. And I keep saying, you're a liar. Like, you're literally lying in front of our faces. You're telling women to be trad wives and stay at home and make butter, but here you are in front of my screen, and you're on my screen every single day. You're always at the network. You're always dressed up in your blazer and your red bottoms to shout at your screen like what I'm doing right now. So please stop pushing what you yourself are not doing. You're starting a dynasty? Tyler Perry's Ranch. I don't know what that's about. And yes, I will yell at my screen because I get passionate. If you don't like it, then this is not the channel for you. I will scream. I'm Caribbean. Okay. I'm going to scream sometimes. Okay. Caribbeans are always loud. Always. Don't invite them over. You won't sleep for a second. They're going to scream all night. Okay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing off. This was a long live, a beautiful live. I hope you learned. Okay, this Sunday, decorum and etiquette. Fun class. Social skills and people skills. We will discuss a lot of social skills, people skills, social awkwardness, leverage. Thank you for the flowers, sprinkle poppies. And the next Sunday will be systems. Love you guys. Your levelupguru.net. Don't forget, it's going to be very powerful. And I don't know what a dynasty is. He keeps saying dynasty. Do you mean dynasty? You're trying to start a dynasty? I don't know what a dynasty. Do you mean dentistry? I don't know. Anyways, whatever that means.